where a nutritarian is eating about a half a cup of beans, at least half a cup of beans a day in a salad or dish or a soup, at least 3 fresh fruits a day, and making sure you're including some of that lower calorie, high phytochemical fruit like berry or cherry or pomegranate or loquat or kumquat or guava. In other words, at least 3 fresh fruits a day, or at least something like a berry or a wild blueberry or organic strawberries. And don't neglect the fact that make clear right now that I'm saying organic frozen is really good. Like organic frozen strawberries taste great, and organic frozen blueberries are much less expensive because it's not good to get berries non-organic because they put a fungicide on them. And if you buy the organic fresh berries, they've traveled from another part of the country, they're going to be moldy, or they're going to go moldy pretty fast, and they're going to cost a fortune for this little flat of, for a couple of spoonfuls, cost are so expensive. Just better to buy the frozen berries because you can take out what you need from the freezer and not waste any. It's not going to go bad, and it's not going to have fungus on it because they're going to freeze it the same day it was picked. So there's nothing wrong with using frozen food. Frozen food is very good. Even frozen vegetables are very good for you, because they're frozen the day they're picked, and even when they're cooked, they're only blanched in water for 60 seconds. So they're partially cooked and then frozen. So frozen vegetables, you look at frozen broccoli, how green, the color is great. When you take broccoli yourself and buy it from the supermarket, it may have been picked 10 days ago. And then you put it in your refrigerator for a week or for 4 or 5 days. It's 2 weeks old at least. And then you put it in a pot to steam, and you overcook it until you get green into the water, and you're not getting anywhere near as nutritionally rich a dish as if you just took a frozen broccoli right out of the freezer and just defrosted it. All right, at least 1.5 ounces of nuts and seeds a day, but I need more calories in my diet than in 1.5 ounces of nuts and seeds a day. I usually eat 2.5 to 3.5 ounces of nuts and seeds a day myself. At least 1 large salad a day. At my retreat in San Diego, our lunch is always a huge salad, not a salad that's a 6-inch salad bowl, but a full 9-inch serving bowl for each person. And sometimes we use a rolling chopper to chop it up to put things in it. And then you're adding onto the salad, right, the scallion, the red onion, and maybe 2 types of cruciferous substances. Could be watercress or arugula, red cabbage, chopped bok choy, baby kale, plus the lettuce, because the lettuce is really healthy too, and mixing all that together. And then you have a dressing made of nuts and seeds, which we're going to learn about this weekend. And also every day you are having some steamed or blanched or wok greens like bok choy and cabbage and snow pea pods and water chestnuts and mushrooms and things. And of course some mushrooms and onions each day. And the mushrooms are mostly cooked, and the onions are both raw and cooked, just like the greens are both raw and cooked. Let me say that one more time just for clarity, that you're having green vegetables both raw and cooked, usually a big raw salad with a bowl of vegetable and bean soup with mushrooms in it for lunch and a piece of fruit. So your lunch is mostly a giant salad, vegetable bean soup, and some fruit. And then your dinner, you also start your dinner with a serving of like raw crudités with some raw vegetables, because you couldn't fit all that raw vegetables. Then you had the salad, and you didn't have a chance to have raw pepper and raw bok choy stems and raw snow pea pods and raw broccoli, and raw carrot sticks so you didn't have all the raw food at lunchtime. You have some additional raw food before dinner, and with maybe a dip, maybe with an avocado dip, a salsa, a hummus, a tahini, some kind of delicious healthy dip. And then you have some more cooked vegetables, including cooked green vegetables with your dinner. Maybe a wok mixed vegetable dish with a Thai curry sauce on it or something. What I'm saying is, do you notice that we had a lot of raw vegetables and cooked vegetables? We had raw vegetables for lunch with a big salad and some cooked vegetables in the soup. And for dinner, we had some raw vegetables, different vegetables than we had raw for lunch. And we have a cooked vegetable dish with that as well. So we're mixing raw and cooked food, and the mushrooms are predominantly cooked. The onions are both cooked raw and cooked. Because remember I told you yesterday with regard to cruciferous greens that we talk about the myrosinase enzyme in the cell wall, that you chew that down. And there's a corresponding alliinase enzyme, alliinase, alliinase, in onion, that if you cook it, it gets destroyed, and you're not making all the anti-cancer compounds from onions unless you eat some of your onion and scallion raw.